Let's talk about the becoming exclusive too fast, because this is something a lot of guys contend with very badly, in fact. The where do we stand talk, okay? And I had a hilarious conversation with a roommate of mine back in my 20s. I remember he was dating this girl, and he said to me, well, he was my roommate, so he's at the front door, and he comes by afterwards to where I'm at because I'm hanging out in the back of the house. And he goes, I just had to talk with her at the front door. I'm like, what's that? He goes, she's asking where I stood. And from the outside, it's easy to be alpha, right? So I said to him, I go, well, did you tell her that the way I see it, we're standing at the front door and I'm seeing you off, sort of thing? It's incredibly important that you as a guy don't bring up the where do we stand talk, okay? The where do we stand talk has to come from her. You're in charge. You are the gatekeeper to relationships. As a man, if you're going to invite a woman into your life and you want to get into an LTR with her or a marriage, again, guys, I'm vehemently opposed to marriage. I've talked about it 100,000 times, but many of you are not going to listen to me. So I'm just broadly speaking about this. You do what you want with your life. But if you're going to get involved with a woman on a longer term basis and she's looking for more security, more closeness, an invitation into your inner life, we often draw a perimeter. And we have women on the inside of the perimeter and on the outside of the perimeter. Most of you guys should be keeping women on the outside of the perimeter. There's only a very small handful of women that should ever be allowed on the inner perimeter, and they should only be allowed there after you spin plates and they get promoted to basically the best after all the crap falls off, sort of thing. And even then, they aren't perfect. Trust me. So when you get exclusive too fast and you have the where do we stand talk and you bring it up as a guy, which is what most guys do. Whenever I have these consults with them and they're telling me the story about how it all happened and how it all unfolded, it's them that brought up the where do we stand talk. Again, you're starting from a very bad position. You're starting from a position of neediness. You're starting from a position where you're basically stepping on her toes. She's the one that's looking for security from you. Okay. She's the one that if she sees you as a high enough value guy, should be coming up to you and being like, hey, Rich, dig your vibe, have a lot of fun with you. Da, 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 let's, where do we stand, sort of thing. And even then, if it's too early on, the way you should be seeing it is I'm seeing you at the front door and I'm standing here seeing you off for the evening. Can't wait to see you next, whatever, right? You have to protect that inner perimeter, okay? So make sure that you're clear on who you're going to let on the inside of that and give it time. If you're going to let somebody in on the inner perimeter, it should be, again, because you're spinning plates. So the next point that I should make here that I have in my notes is one of the big mistakes that guys make that jeopardizes them on a long-term basis or, gets them into a position where they get dumped by a chick that they're pining for is they don't spin plates. They date, they get kind of mediocre results or not the greatest. And there's maybe one girl that gives them enough attention that they then like double down and just like laser focus on, and they throw everything at her. They throw everything, the kitchen sink, the flowers, the booking on the long weekend away to wherever, the lake house, Niagara Falls, whatever it is that you're trying to do to impress her. And then you just get right into the where do we stand right away within a month or two. Okay. I've done it in the past. Trust me. I know how stupid it is today, but what you need to do is stretch out that timeline quite a bit. What you need to do, guys, is date in a non-monogamous fashion with a bunch of women simultaneously and see where the best ones are. Because if that's what your goal is, if you're looking for an LTR, or you're looking for something, beyond that, your goal should be have some experiences, okay? Get out there, experience female nature, because the only way that you're going to discern the better ones from the worst ones is by spinning plates. You need contrast. You can't appreciate daylight and a hot noon sun if you haven't experienced the cold darkness of 4 a.m., right? You need contrast in your life as guys to get your head around this, to get some clarity.